Today, we're going to talk about building a fortress, but not one made of stone, one made of knowledge. We're going to dive into the really sophisticated scams that are targeting our seniors, and more importantly, we're going to arm your whole family with the tools you need to stay safe. So let's get started.
You know, this one sentence, it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. This isn't about weakness. It's about how professional criminals have figured out how to turn a generation's greatest strengths, their kindness, their decency, their trust, into weapons against them.
So that's the big question, right? How do they actually do it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to answer. We're going to break down their tactics, understand the psychology behind them, and then, most importantly, we're going to build a really powerful defense.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on the core problem. Then, we'll peek inside the scammer's playbook. After that, we'll build your defensive toolkit, talk about what to do if an attack actually works, and we'll finish with the strongest defense you have, the family huddle.
Let's get one thing straight right off the bat. Scammers don't target seniors because they're gullible. They target them because they were raised with a set of values that these criminals have learned how to exploit. It's a calculated psychological attack, using someone's good nature against them.
And it's wild when you think about it. They're targeting wonderful traits. They prey on that instinct to just be polite, not wanting to hang up on someone. They exploit that deep willingness to help someone in trouble. Even just the simple habit of answering the phone is something they count on. And of course, a natural trust in authority figures. They've professionally studied how to turn every single one of these virtues into a vulnerability.
So what's the goal here? It's all about this one little change in mindset. We're not trying to get rid of politeness, not at all. We are just adding one crucial step before it, verification. That little pause to ask, wait a minute, is this real? That is your new layer of security.
Okay, so to beat these guys, you've got to know how they think. These are not random attacks. They are polished, well-rehearsed scripts. They run the gamut from fake lotteries to romance scams, but we're going to focus on two of the most common and, frankly, most psychologically damaging attacks out there today. Imagine this. The phone rings. You pick it up, and you hear a panicked voice. And with today's AI voice cloning, it sounds exactly like your grandchild. "Grandma, I'm in trouble. I've been in an accident. I need money wired right now." They hit you with pure panic to short-circuit your logical brain. And then they hit you with the knockout blow. "Please, please don't tell mom and dad." And just like that, they've cut you off from your support system, leaving you alone and terrified. Or how about this one? All of a sudden, your computer screen is hijacked. Alarms are blaring and a huge message is flashing. "Virus detected. Call Microsoft immediately." This isn't a virus. It's a trap. It's designed to weaponize your fear of losing everything, all those family photos, your financial records. But here is the one thing you have to burn into your memory. Microsoft, Apple, Google, they will never, ever, ever contact you this way, period. Okay, we've seen their playbook. We know their tricks. Now let's talk about how we fight back. Let's build your fortress. And the great thing is, these tools are simple, they're easy to remember, and they are incredibly effective.
This might be the single most powerful tool I can give you. Scammers create a storm of adrenaline and panic to just drown out your common sense. The 3-second rule is your anchor in that storm. The second you feel that spike of fear, you just stop. You take one deep breath. And in that little bit of quiet you've just created for yourself, you ask the simple question, wait a minute, does this actually make sense? That pause, it's everything.
And that leads us to the ultimate defense against that awful grandparent scam, the family safe word. This is a game changer. It can be anything, a silly inside joke, the name of your first pet, a favorite vacation spot. The point is, every single person in the family knows it. If that frantic caller says they're your grandchild but can't give you the safe word, you know what you do? You hang up. It's that simple. It's your family's secret password, and it is absolutely foolproof. And for that scary tech support pop-up, the defense is even simpler. Don't click a thing. Don't even think about calling that number. You just reach over to your computer, find the physical power button, and press and hold it down until the screen goes completely black. Then just turn it back on, the pop-up will be gone. That's it. You won. And here's another super easy one you can do, like right now on your phone. Go into your smartphone settings and find the option to silence unknown callers. Most of these scam calls come from numbers that aren't in your contacts. This setting sends them straight to voicemail without your phone ever even ringing. If it's actually important, they can leave a message. Now we need to talk about something that's really, really important. What happens if a scam works? Because the first thing victims feel is this overwhelming sense of shame. And you have to understand, that shame is the scammer's best friend.
Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can. If you are tricked by one of these professional criminals, it is not a sign that you're losing it. It is not a sign that you are foolish. It has absolutely nothing to do with your intelligence or your capabilities.
It is so critical that we reframe this. You weren't tricked by a silly prank. You were targeted and attacked by a professional criminal. You wouldn't blame yourself if a burglar broke into your house, would you? Of course not. The fault here lies 100% with the attacker.
So, if the worst happens, you are not powerless. Here is exactly what you do immediately. You call your bank. You freeze your credit reports. You report the crime to the police. And most importantly, look at that last one, you tell your family. The scammer wants to be isolated by shame. Do not give them that victory.
And that brings us right to the final, and honestly, the most important layer of your security fortress. It's not a piece of technology, it's not some clever trick, it's each other.
The single greatest defense against these predators is just an open, honest, and completely judgment-free line of communication within your family. Just talking about these scams, agreeing on that safe word, making a plan together, that is how you build a defense that no scammer can ever break through.
So, I'll leave you with this question. It's not if your family should have this talk, it's when. When are you going to sit down together and have this exact conversation? When are you going to pick your family's safe word? The best time is right now.